Hey guitar players, and welcome back to the Guitar in a Year, Beginner to Intermediate. I'm your instructor, Korey Hicks. We are on week number 35. We only have a few more weeks left, and we're going to have the entire C major scale over the entire neck. We're going to use those patterns to get every single key on the guitar. You're going to have 84 patterns of every major scale and every mode on the entire neck. So all of this is going to come to fruition in just a few short weeks. So stick with it. I know this part of the course may be less exciting than some of the other parts, but if you hang in there, you're definitely going to see the results. I also want to let you know that the fall semester of my music theory course is just about to begin. If you head on over to Patreon, you can sign up over there. If you've had any questions about music theory, triads, or even notation, scales, chords, all that other stuff, we're going to be talking about that in the Theory 1 course. The Theory 1 course is going to take place in the fall, and the Theory 2 course is going to take place in the spring. Theory 1 is going to go all the way from not knowing anything about music all the way through modes, drop 2 chords, 7th chords, tensions, and improvisation. So if you're interested in that, hop on over to Patreon and check that out. Also over on Patreon are going to be all the scale diagrams and everything you need to follow along with the course. So today's lesson is going to be relatively short. We're just adding one new pattern. I know there's been a lot of people asking questions about these patterns, and so if you just kind of keep with it, you're going to start seeing the whole neck come together. Remember, as I'm showing you on the diagram right now, this is what the whole neck is going to look like in C major. So at this point, we had pattern 1, which started at the C note at the 8th fret. Then we had pattern 2 starting at the 10th fret, which is on D. The 3rd note, pattern 3. The 4th note starting on pattern 4. So that brings us to pattern 5 today. Now this pattern does have the longest stretches, or the most stretches of any of the patterns. I'm starting on the 5th note of C major, which is G. So I'm going to play first finger on G, my middle finger on A, and my pinky on B. Just as a reminder from the physiology of the guitar that we've talked about since the very beginning, don't plant your first finger and then try to reach to B. Make sure that your pinky can comfortably grab B, and then make sure that you can go back. Remember that ulnar nerve and the fact that your pinky and ring finger kind of work together. The biggest stretch is going to be between your first finger and your second finger. So the first 3 strings are identical: G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. Just like every other pattern, I highly recommend you just practice 1 or 2 strings at a time until you can memorize it. Try diagramming this on a fretboard diagram paper that's blank. You can get those over on my Patreon as well, or you can look them up online. Since these 3 strings are exactly the same, I kind of recommend playing them together. Until they get nice and clean. When I get to that G string, though, I'm still going to be doing 1, 2, and 4. I'm just going to be going in 1 fret. So now I'm playing the 4th fret, the 5th fret, and the 7th. So from the bottom, I would have 1st, 2nd, 4th finger, 1st, 2nd, 4th finger, 1st, 2nd, 4th finger, 1st, 2nd, 4th finger, and then I'm going to play middle to my ring. That is going to give us the B string. Okay, it's a little awkward there, but that's how the scale works in that location. And then the first string is exactly the same as the low E, the 6th string. Now another thing that I want you to start doing is inside of each one of these patterns, see if you can't notice the bar chord or any number of bar chords from the key of C that might be hidden in there. Meaning, if I talk about pattern 1, can you see that C major chord in there? It's in there. What about the F major chord? That's in there. So pattern 2, real easy to see this one. I have the D minor chord right there. And I also have the G major chord. On my E, pattern 3, I have the E minor chord. And I also have the A minor chord. All of these chords are part of the key of C major. Moving on to pattern 4. Inside of pattern 4, I'm going to have my F major chord. And you probably noticed the G's in there as well. my C chords in there as well. In pattern 5, I have a couple of chords that are available. Looking at the pattern there, the guitar is very pattern-based, so looking at it and trying to find shapes are really, good things to be doing. So you should be able to see this G major chord. You should also be able to see that C chord, and this A minor chord is actually in there as well. So as we're learning these patterns, one of the things that I want you to start doing is starting to go between the patterns, kind of combining them. I can go up pattern 4. I know we've talked about this before. But I kind of scoot across. There's different ways to play these things. So when you are improvising with a backing track or using your pads, feel free to kind of experiment with different fingerings. The fingerings that I'm giving you here are really just so that we can kind of map out the fingerboard, and we're going to be changing these fingerings depending on the song we're playing or the musical idea that we want to play. So for example, if I wanted to play a C major scale going up the neck, I'm cutting through pattern 5, pattern 6, and pattern 7. And finally, I do want to discuss the triplets and 16th notes. I've had a lot of questions about these over the last couple of weeks. I'm going to put on the metronome at 60 beats per minute. Now the triplet is 3 notes per click. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you can just take an open string. I'm just using my A string. Now to get this to be in time, I actually have to kind of go down, up, down, and then up, down, up for the second triplet. So that picking pattern is a little bit of a challenge. Down, up, 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 down, up. Triplet, 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 triplet. So you can just stay with one note until you get comfortable with the sound and feel of triplets. So let's just play our new pattern with triplets. The bottom 3 strings are in 3s, so it's actually kind of an easy thing to practice with this one. So add a string, going back down. The 16th notes are 4 notes per click, so back to 60 beats per minute. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... So it'll take just a little bit of practice to get those subdivisions together. Again, don't slow the metronome down to be able to play those. Set your metronome at whatever tempo that you're going to be able to effectively play those 16th notes. Because you don't want to continually slow down the metronome. You might actually end up at the exact same tempo you played 8th notes at. So it's not going to feel any different. What we want to be able to do is hear those subdivisions and be able to accurately play 8th notes, triplets, and 16ths with any of our patterns. If you have any questions about today's lesson, you can put those in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. And again, like and subscribe if you haven't. It really helps out the channel. Next week, we're going to be adding in pattern 6, and we're also going to be talking about practicing for that exam on week 40. We're going to be covering chords again, and we're going to be taking a look at 2 new pages of Modern Method. So keep up the practice. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you all back here next Wednesday. Peace.